Lads, ladettes, brethren, I'm back again today and I'm fresh-faced, no makeup, fringe out the way, because we are going to be talking about everyone's favourite or least favourite app, Instagram, and the toxicity that happens on Instagram, because oh my god, I think it has been the most toxic app in my life for like the last 5 years, and I don't know why I keep using it. But for the last month, I haven't really posted at all. I've been watching people's stories and engaging with people and obviously DMs are great and whatever, but it just kind of made me realise like once and for all just how toxic it is and just how it plays with my mind, and my self-value gets, you know, is aligned with the value of my Instagram, which is so dumb, like oh my god, that is so dumb. And I think I just want to ramble about it. You know me, I'm the girl you put on in the background whilst you know, cleaning your room or whatever, so go find something else to do and just have a listen to me in the back. It's no problem. I've got the tankard of green tea, and we're just gonna have a chat, so let's go. I've been a blogger for like four years now. A blogger, I guess, turned vlogger. I'm an author, I'm just a creative, and my main kind of hope and message is to just share my experience of trying to navigate kind of a creative lifestyle, trying to navigate creating things, whether it be dresses or books or whatever. And I think that for a lot of people, including myself, if my Instagram is not successful in how I deem it successful, I feel like my message isn't being put across, and I feel like I myself am a failure. Wow, that's depressing. But that is how I feel. And Instagram, I think, let's start with like the nub of, like the base of the issue is I link my self-worth to the worth of my Instagram, which is so dumb, because tomorrow my whole account could be deleted, and then what would I do? You just would have to, you know, start from scratch. And even saying that like scares me. Like if my account got deleted tomorrow, what would I do? That scares me. But I think that's so dumb. Like it's just the same as like your Tumblr or your Twitter or whatever. And I actually think Twitter is, although it's a very toxic place, the way that I use Twitter is a very valuable place for someone like me who is just trying to spread my own message and just trying to show people a little bit of my life and who I am. And yes, I think Instagram, because so many people have managed to make it big on Instagram and they've managed to make a living from Instagram, people put a lot of worth into Instagram, myself included. But when I actually look at it, the blog, vlog, video, whatever traffic that I get from Instagram is never as high as other sources, whether that be Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, whatever. Instagram, I don't get that many click-throughs from Instagram. So it actually, hold on, I have something in my eye. Oh, there we go. Actually, where the like worth of my social media platform goes, Instagram is not the highest. Yeah, I get a decent amount of likes, yeah, whatever. But when I actually look at it, the main thing that I want people to do is hear me speaking and hear my journey and my life and whatever. And that's not happening as long as, you know, I just focus on Instagram. I know this because even within the month that I didn't post on Instagram, I was still getting pretty even views from my Twitter, from Reddit, from other places, where from Instagram it was dead. People just unfollowed me. They did not care. And I think there is something intrinsically toxic about a platform that is wholly based on aesthetics, on the visual. You know, because Instagram that is what it is. You can argue it here, there, or anywhere. Instagram is based on aesthetics and the visual. Apart from like a few, you know, anomaly cases, the majority of people who make it on Instagram are aesthetically pleasing. They are beautiful people, or they take very beautiful photographic images. That's just how it is. And that's just the reality. But also I think a big truth that people hide a lot of the time is, for every one person who has made it big and has managed to make kind of a semi-career out of Instagram, there are probably 100,000 people trying to do the same thing and failing because of reasons that are either their fault or not their fault. But I am one of those people, you know, you don't see me out here an Instagram baddie, it's just not the reality. But I've worked incredibly hard and put so many hours, probably too many hours, more than I would like to admit, into my Instagram. And what do I see from it? Yeah, like 2,500 people follow me, that's nice, but it doesn't actually drive a lot of organic traffic to my content. So why am I so obsessed with my feed looking good and everything when it doesn't actually serve me that well? But that brings me on to another point, that I think the toxicity of Instagram also bleeds into other parts of your life. If you're out for a meal, you have to get a picture. If you're traveling, you have to get XYZ amount of pictures. You have to capture every single part of your life, but not even in a sense of to gain memories and to capture memories. It has to look good. Is the lighting good? Is my makeup good? Does this look good? Does it have my face in it? Does it not? Because we all know pictures without faces don't get enough likes. Is it Instagram worthy? And that's so dumb. And I felt that the whole time I was in Japan. I looked like a sweaty mess in Japan. Oh my God, it was so hot. And I was hiking and I looked awful. And the pictures I did take, I felt like a failure. I felt like my trip to Japan was a failure because I didn't get these Instagrammable pictures because I wasn't on that kind of trip. I was on like a hiking, backpacking kind of trip and I looked filthy, but I didn't care. I gained so much from that trip, which I think I'll make a whole nother video about what I gained from that whole putting myself so far outside of my comfort zone. Because if I'd stayed within my comfort zone, I would have worn my cute dresses in Harajuku and tried to take 20 million pictures, but I didn't. I spent half an hour in Harajuku and then hiked up a mountain to see monkeys. But why did I feel like a failure? I had to really introspectively look at myself and think, why? And it's because we are so fed this narrative that if you go somewhere, you have to put it on your Instagram, especially if you're a blogger, and the pictures have to be aesthetically pleasing, because if they're not aesthetically pleasing, they won't get the likes, and then that within itself is embarrassing because you think I spent all this money on this trip. But then it makes me think people are going on trips just to get pictures, which of course they are, but that's so sad to me. Like, I went to Japan to experience it, but I think somewhere within my mind, I did also go with the motive to get a load of Instagram pictures. And that didn't really happen, but I still had an amazing time and it was a life-changing trip. So do you see where I'm going with it? And alongside people having to capture aesthetically pleasing content of every single aspect of their life, it also forces people to spend money they maybe do or don't have on clothes, on experiences. The amount of clothes that I felt the pressure to buy just so that my feed was varied and different, and you know, to make it look like I had an interesting life. How sad is that? That we feel we have to spend all this money for what? What are we proving? What are we proving? What are we proving? That's what annoys me. And there's a whole aspect of blogger Instagram that is so toxic. The follow for unfollow, the militant engagement groups. Oh my God, it's just a whole cesspool at times. There are amazing people that I have met and made friends with, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who I wish I'd never met because they take it way too seriously. And I think that is one of the main problems. Hold on. I have fallen prey to this. I have seen other people fall prey to this when you just take Instagram way too seriously. I understand a lot of people want to push a message with their Instagram, but I found it doesn't really work. Like, I think Instagram has become a marketing tool for a lot of people, which is fine, but what happened to people just posting what they want to post because they want to post it? And I try, even now, I think my experience on Instagram will forever be tainted because I can't just post a bare-faced selfie next to another selfie. Absolutely not. Two selfies cannot be together. It has to be a selfie and then an outfit picture. And then, do you see how it's like indoctrinated me to feel like I have freedom, but not too much freedom? And I've never put so much time into something in my life that has had so little payoff. Yeah, I got a few free products from companies, but who cares? The amount of time I spent on Instagram, I could have spent on my book and I would be finished by now. Or the amount of time I spent on Instagram, I could have spent designing dresses and I potentially could have started my own company by now. Do you see what I mean? And I think there are different channels and different platforms that can be more valuable to a singular blogger. Do I think Instagram is important? Yes, in a way. For companies and things like this, like I find a lot of stuff I want to buy potentially on Instagram. And also for the people who I follow, who I genuinely enjoy, are the people who don't care, who just post whatever, but honestly, the main reason I use Instagram now is to watch people's stories. Like, I don't even really scroll through my feed anymore, and it has improved my mental health so much because I'm just watching an actual depiction of people's lives through their stories. And just from speaking that aloud, it's really like hit on something for me that I hadn't hit on before. That the stories for me is actually what is important. And it's confusing because with Snapchat, I was never really a big Snapchatter. But with Instagram stories, there are like 5 or 10 people who every single day I check to see if they have a story, because I find their content so interesting. But also, I don't think there's anyone on Instagram who I follow just because I like their Instagram. It's like an extension of their YouTube or an extension of their blog or an extension. It's never like, oh, I just like their Instagram. Excuse me. I'm getting way too heated. Yeah, so I think I've had to have a mind shift because it became so toxic that every single day I was trying to plan posts and I was trying to think, and it was taking up so much of my time for such little payoff. And the reality is, Instagram, I believe, should be an extension of something else. So for me, that's why I'm putting more time into my YouTube, because I want to share stories with you guys and have fun, and you can get to know me a bit more. But my main motivation of like creativity, that wasn't even English. My main objective in life is writing my books, creating my dresses, filming videos, just chit-chatting with you guys. It's not to take these beautiful travel pictures. It's not who I am. But for a while I tried to convince myself that that was who I am. It's not who I am. That's it. Will I ever make hundreds of thousands of dollars on Instagram? No. Will you make hundreds of thousands of dollars on Instagram? Probably not. But does it matter? No. No, it doesn't matter. Because you can make money in other places. You can more easily, if I would be honest, from my experience, there are easier ways to gain an audience, to gain a platform. And once you take out of your mind the idea of I want to be like famous on Instagram, the idea of creativity on other platforms becomes so much more inspiring and so much more attractive, because it just, I can't even explain it, and that's so frustrating. Let me drink, hold on. I think what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, Instagram is potluck. And if you are very attractive, then you probably have more of a chance of being famous on Instagram. But even very attractive people, it's potluck within them as well. I follow some drop-dead gorgeous girls and boys who aren't famous. Depending on what you think fame is, you know, numbers-wise. So for me, going forward, I think Instagram is more of just an extension and a way for people to take a peek into my like real life. Not that this isn't real life, like this is about as real as it gets, but just a way for people to get to know my day-to-day life. Because obviously, you know, I live kind of a different life to a lot of people in China here, and I just want to share that with people. And I don't want to be Instagram famous. I don't want to have that pressure of constantly taking amazing pictures that are of every part of my life, and then going to bed at night thinking, oh my God, I didn't take a picture of that moment, and that moment will never happen again. Or I did take a picture, but the lighting is so bad I can't post it. Why can't I post it? Why? I think, yeah. So I hope this was thought-provoking or interesting in any way. Please leave your thoughts down below. Even if you think this was just a ramble, let me know. Let me know if you enjoy these videos. It's like the second one I've posted in a row that's like this. But honestly, there's, you know, if there's other kind of content that you want to see, let me know. Ironically, you can follow me on Instagram if you want. Send me a DM and I will engage back with you. I'm very much about, you know, engage for engage, and we can all grow together. And if you've got any questions about China and the quarantine and stuff, you can DM me as well, because I've had a lot of messages and I love talking to people about it. I'm so passionate about it. So yeah, anything that you want to talk to me about, you can send me an Instagram DM, because the DMs are a lot of fun. I'm also going to leave my Twitter down below and you can follow me there, because I do think Twitter is the future of my social mediaing. But also the stories on Instagram. Oh my God, this video was a mess. It was a mess. I came in with so many points and I just wanted to make them, and now look where we are. Well, anyway, I hope everyone is doing okay. I hope the coronavirus has not affected you. If it has, please keep yourself safe, wear a mask, stay inside, wash your hands, do all of that. And until next time, take care of yourself and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.